going to start with a hopefully easy question this evening, while still maintaining the theme of overcoming adversity. And that question is, what is the last time you can remember in recent history that you had to overcome something that you consider to be an adversity to yourself?
Okay, I see Donovan. Donovan raised his hand.
Yes, thank you. My question would be, no, is, when is the most recent time I faced adversity? The answer to this question is very recent because it happened today. One of the things that happened today was I was at basketball practice till 1 o'clock. And after practice, I went to the cafe to get lunch. But apparently, the fence was closed, which means that the cafe is closed. So I didn't realize that the cafeteria, we call it cafe, closed at 1:40. I wasn't made aware of that. So what I did, I went in another way to get into the cafe. And when I was going to pay before I get my food, someone told me that the cafeteria was closed. But the kicker was, I saw other people in the cafe getting lunch, but they weren't allowing me to get lunch either. So, other than that, one of the things that I decided to do was to go to another place called McKinney's on the hill to get a hamburger and sweet potato fries. I did get that. That was one alternative. The second alternative I could have done was go to Einstein's and get a wrapper salad. That is basically what, obviously I went through today. That's the most recent one. Other than that, I relinquish the lectern back to the Hilltoppers Master.
Thank you, Donovan. As a student, whenever cafeterias would close down, especially when I got all of my food from cafeterias when I was an undergrad, I can relate to the pain and the struggle of having to suddenly change your dinner plans on the fly, figure out where you're going to be getting your food from.
Yeah, but the other thing was because practice didn't end until 1 o'clock.
Right. For my next question, I'm going to try to make it a little bit more difficult. And I believe this is a question we've already asked before, but opinions change and it's always good to hear what people are thinking. The question is, does adversity make you stronger?
I'll answer it.
Oh. Olivia Maurice had raised his hand first.
Olivia?
Okay,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't see it. Go ahead.
okay, all right, so. Sorry. Oh, what was the time on Don? I'll write it down.
1 minute 58.
Okay. Sorry, I'll leave the pin up here. Fellow Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters. The question that was asked was whenever I had to go through adversity, did it make me stronger? Is that pretty much it? Fellow Toastmasters. Typically, well, to give a one-word answer at first, the answer is yes, it would make me stronger. But typically, in the past, when I go through severe wanton adversity, I initially, at least in my opinion, at least in my thinking, I feel weaker. But after having time to reassess the situation, the adverse situation, the adversely wanton situation, I come to learn that this is something that I can react better to the next time it happens. And with that, I would say I am stronger, or I will get stronger after the analysis of the adversity, after you had time to let it sink in and had time to think. So that is my answer to the question, does adversity make me stronger? The answer is yes, even though I feel that I'm weaker initially after the adversity. Back to you, Topics Master.
One minute and 32.
Thank you. You got the pen.
Thank you for your answer. And I want to say that I also feel as though life is often one adversity over another. Usually with wanton devastation to our schedules as people pile on more work and more responsibilities for what to do. For my next question, what strategy do you use to overcome adversity? And I'm going to say not all strategies are made equal. And by that I mean, how do you best approach adversity in your day-to-day life? Probably a better way of putting that.
I'll answer that one.
Olivia?
I'm sorry, give me the question again, because I think I had two questions in my head at the same time. Give me that question again.
Sure. What is your strategy for overcoming adversity?
Fellow Toastmasters, my question is, what is my strategy for overcoming adversity? And my strategy is the same that I use for all manners of life that I find challenging, whether it be wanton or not. And that is to try to first see what the lesson is. I think nothing in life happens by chance. And I think that if we allow it, that all things work for our good. So I would take time to try to see what the lesson is. And even in the worst or the most adverse situation, I always try to find a silver lining. And I know that's hard, especially with all the adversity that we are experiencing in the world, in the US, in our own city, in our own communities. It seems like on every level there is some adversity or difficulties that we have to accept or process and deal with. And for me, I just try to find the best in each situation. That is my response. And back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Olivia. I try to do the same to try to find a lesson whenever I have an adversity, especially for work, as the lessons are usually a bit more cut and dry. And by that, I mean my boss comes in and says that I did something poorly and that I have to redo it, which is my usual lesson. We probably have time for 2 more questions.
Yeah, that'll work.
My next question would be, and directly following from Olivia's question, is there always a point to adversity? And if there's no point to adversity, should we be doing everything we can to avoid it? Yes. Where's
Yes. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, the question that has been posed is there a point to adversity? And my answer to that is, in a perfect world, there is no adversity. But since we are in an imperfect world, and especially from a inspirational or spiritual standpoint, the point of adversity is character building in one fashion or another. Even if you, well, if you have good intentions and you go through adversity, that's a character building experience. And then if you have bad intentions most of the time, it is a point to it. It's a wake-up call, whether you want to wake up or not. So there is a point to adversity, whether you're of good character or not so good character. And that is the answer to that question. Back to you, Table Topics Basket.
Thank you, Maurice, for your answer. There we go. The reason I had asked that, and there's probably a better way of me asking that question. But when I think of adversity, and at least in popular culture and media, people present the story of, oh, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But sometimes what doesn't kill you really sucks at the end of the day. There's just nothing that really, there's just no good that comes from it. But I think despite that, still trying to keep the optimistic approach, still trying to see the lesson with everything in life, not just the bad, but the good as well. Hopefully keeps me more humble as I get older. I believe that is right. It's 7:05.
Yeah.
And time to move on to the general evaluation. So I'll hand the lecturing back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Right, on to the next portion of the meeting. This is the general evaluation period, and the general evaluator for tonight is Donovan.
Yes, thank you, Maurice. First of all, I just wanted to say that we did a good job with doing the tip topics. It was very inspiring and very helps us to grow as a person. Other than that, by growing, let's grow as a as a club by going through the evaluation portion of the meeting. So first off, I believe that the meeting went well. We had a 5-minute recess. And I believe we started around 6:50, maybe. A little after the time than we were expecting to. Other than that, I'd like to go ahead and go down the my evaluation team. The first evaluator I would like to call up would be Caleb. Caleb, would you please give your attendance report, please?
Fellow Toastmasters, for my timers report this evening, I had Donovan for his first talk at 1 minute and 58 seconds. Maurice's first talk was 1 minute and 32 seconds. Olivia, I had your time and then I think I cleared it on accident, but I believe it was 1 minute and 28 seconds, unless I've completely forgotten. And Maurice, your second table topics was 1 minute and 4 seconds. And that is my timers report for the evening, and back to you, Donovan.
Thank you, Caleb. The next evaluator I'd like to call upon would be Miss Olivia Cottle, who would you please give us your reports?
Yes, I will. Yes, sir. Thank you, Donovan. Let's see. For my first role as grammarian, I don't think I heard any misuse of the English language. Same for the all counter report. I did not hear any. My apologies if I missed any. But I would like to spend a few seconds talking about the word of the day. I think everyone used it at least once. Donovan, did you use it as well? You didn't get a chance to use it yet. Okay, well, you still got time. I know Maurice said it at least 2 times, and the same for Caleb, and I used it twice myself. So very good for that. And Donovan, you still have time. You can use it in your evaluation. And the word of the day is wanton or 110. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And it means deliberate or unprovoked, cruel or violent action, sheer wanton vandalism. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Olivia. Both off without causing any wanton. I believe that the meeting went well. It is 7:09 as of right now. And without causing any more wanton, I would like to go ahead and relinquish the lectern to the Toastmaster of the evening, Maurice.
All right, thanks, Donovan.
Very good. We have Donovan for 2 times. Back to you, Maurice.
All right, that's nice. There's no educational, we do have an award tonight. I wish I had a physical, I wish I had the certificate, but we do have someone who's completed level 1, and this was I guess the presentation was delayed for a few weeks, but in presentation mastery, level 1 completion, we have Caleb who completed that within the past month or so.
Good job, Caleb.
Thank you. And don't have anything else at this time. And I will go ahead and relinquish the lectern back to the president, which is me. It is 7:10 right now. And just a few things. I guess after this meeting, I'm gonna schedule the library for the rest of the year, and then I guess I have to pick up an application also, because they want an application for each year. So I'll do that, I'll schedule the hybrid for October, November, and December, and then pick up an application. And what else do we need to do? Well, as far as the Distinguished Club program, we do have one check, we do have one completion, so we do have 1 point toward the Distinguished Club program, which is the part about the minimal amount of members who renewed, and then the officers list paid on time. Okay, do I see your hand, Donovan?
Yes, so on the files, have we updated the time? In the files for the meeting? Did we, for the
Oh,
club?
yes, on Easy Speak it's updated. I gotta make sure, I think it's updated on the our international side. I have to make sure of that. But I know it's updated on Easy Speak.
Okay,
And then, like I said, I gotta check if it's on the Toastmasters International site and the Hilltoppers webpage.
okay, so is that how I would get access to it? Or will you?
Well, the easiest way to do it is just to Google Hilltoppers Toastmasters. That's probably gonna be the fastest way for you to get to it.
Okay, thanks, Maurice.
Yes. And would anyone like to take roles for next week? It'll be all virtual next week. Or does anyone have a prepared speech? Okay, Donovan.
Yes.
I'll just hit the table topics next week.
Okay, table topics for Donovan, or,
You can put me down for Toastmaster.
okay, Olivia.
And I'm working on a project that I think will be great for state to check off one of my requirements. But I'll talk to you about that, Maurice. I'll send you a text later on this week. We can chat about it. I just want to make sure.
And what I will do, I'll take timer for next week.
We can take off Henry and Grammarian next week.
All right. Okay, that's good enough. And then anyone else who plans to attend next week, we can get their role. And it is 7:14, so we got 16 minutes left. I don't really have much else to say besides, that's really about all that I have. And if no one else has anything, then we could adjourn this meeting. Okay, Donovan, I see your hand again.
When are we going to, when is the next officer meeting?
I'll give you a schedule. I'll schedule it. Where we can all get together and talk business.
I just wanted to check because I know it's been a while since we had a meeting.
Yes, thanks. All right. Okay, otherwise, if there is nothing else, we'll consider this meeting adjourned.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening and a good week.
Y'all too.
All right, good night, everyone.
Night, guys. See you next Monday.
Right, see you.
Good night.